Secure Act 2.0 is here. It creates some major changes to retirement planning. We're going to go over 5 big ones today. Sit tight. Hi, I'm Antonio Cibella with Vision Wealth Management. We're talking Secure Act 2.0. The original Secure Act was passed the end of 2019, went into place in 2020. Main things it did was it pushed RMDs back, and it also eliminated or drastically limited stretch IRAs. You put a time frame on the amount of money you had to take out. There are lots of videos about that. 2.0 is here. It does a lot of things for retirement. We're going to go over 5 big ones today. There's more to it than that, but this will give you a good overview and a starting point. I'll put out some more videos here in the coming weeks as we sift through this about some of the specific provisions and exactly how they will work. But first, provision number 1, RMDs moving back again. Required minimum distributions are the date at which you have to start to take distributions from your qualified retirement plans. Once upon a time, it was age 70 and a half. Secure Act 1.0 made it age 72. Now we're talking age 73 to start your required minimum distributions. And if you go out to 2033, so you go out 10 years from now, that number bumps up to age 75. So it's 73 now. Eventually it'll get to RMDs start at age 75. That's a big change. It's a big difference from where it sat at 70 and a half for a really long time. Now we've had 2 bumps, but short version, if you haven't started your RMDs yet, they're going to be starting at age 73 now instead of age 72, which is where we were. The second big one, 401k plans. If you work for a company, you start a job there and they offer a 401k, you're now going to be automatically enrolled. They're going to sign you up with a 3% contribution. 3% of your pay is going to go over there as a baseline. You have to opt out. Before you used to have to opt in. You have to say, oh, I'd like to be in the retirement plan. Now it's you're in the retirement plan unless you tell them otherwise. They're trying to get people saving for retirement more, especially early on in your career. And so that's a tweak, but that could be a big one because now you're automatically going to be enrolled in these retirement plans unless you say otherwise. It's a good idea. You should put more than 3% of your check away, but it's going to be a major shock to a lot of people when they're signed up automatically for these things. The third big one, the company can now give you a match in your retirement account for student loan repayment. So if you're paying money for student loans, because you've got student loans in your name, and you go like, I don't have the money to pay the student loans and save for retirement, I know that I should. Now there's a provision that's going to go into play here in the future. I believe this one starts in 2024, where when you make a student loan payment, the company can give you your 401k match into your retirement account based on the dollar amount that you're repaying for student loans. So you don't have to do an either or. You'll be able to get some money away for retirement while retiring that debt, hopefully early, by making those student loan payments. So that's a big one. Again, we'll get more specific on that in another video, but that's a major change and should help companies who are looking to acquire new talent, people that are fresh out of school and have all this student loan debt. This will give them a way to start putting money away for the future as a benefit from the company without them actually having to do it while they're focused on paying down their student loans. The fourth one, this one's kind of weird, but it presents some pretty cool planning opportunities. 529 accounts are typically considered college savings accounts. They're technically higher education savings accounts. 529 plan, I can put money away for someone, my children, something like that, for money in the future to be used for higher education expenses. There's some tax benefits to doing it. Well, now, as long as that plan's been around for 15 years, you can convert that plan into Roth IRA money for that beneficiary. So it can kind of give them a head start on retirement if you don't end up using all of the money for education. There's lots of provisions to this. Definitely going to be its own standalone video because it would get real long here. But you can take a portion of money, provided the plan's been around at least 15 years. So if you start it when the child's born or when they're very young and they get to 18 or 20 or 22 and now they didn't go to school or they're out of school and you still have some money there, you can start converting that money essentially into Roth money by making the 529 money contributions into the Roth account. Subject to the contribution rules, there's a cap on lifetime, $35,000 the most it can go over. Like I said, we'll have a video about this because it's pretty specific, but there's some cool planning opportunities even for grandparents to put away money for grandkids and end up giving them kind of a head start on retirement using that provision. So you can convert 529 money into Roth IRA money, provided that it meets these guidelines. That's a big one. And the last one, just general Roth stuff. This is going to be another video because there's a lot of pieces to it, but the bill was very Roth IRA friendly. My own opinion as to why it was Roth IRA friendly: the government gets their tax money up front on Roth IRAs, and so it's beneficial for all of the budgeting process. And when they have to say, here's what we expect over the next 5 years, 10 years plus for government revenues, if money starts going on the Roth side instead of the traditional, you don't get the deduction now. That means you had to pay taxes on it. So there's a lot of provisions in there that help you get money into Roth IRAs. Now you can have a simple IRA or a SEP IRA that takes Roth contributions. Employers can now match your 401k money in Roth money if you'd like them to. There's stuff that goes along with this as well. We'll have a whole separate Secure 2.0 Roth video, but it's a very Roth-friendly piece of legislation, suffice it to say that. So that's it, 5 big ones. More to come on this as we sift through it. The start dates on all of this stuff are varied. Some of it starts 1/1/23, some of it doesn't start till 24, some of it starts even after that. So it's going to change the retirement landscape for a lot of people for a long time. And it's important to look at your plan and make sure that you're taking advantage of all of this stuff. So watch the videos, but get in touch with your person, your financial advisor, and see how this impacts your situation specifically and what planning opportunities it might create for you. Thank you for being here. I hope you learned something today, and I'll see you soon.